guitar or mathematics or computers or whatever. 10,000 hours.
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours. How many hours would you say you've put into the guitar by now?
Geez.
20, 30,000 at this point?
Well, I haven't counted yet.
Yeah.
But, geez. How many hours per day for how many years would 10,000 hours be? I guess...
At 6 hours a day, by the time you're in high school or college, you will have covered 10,000 hours, right?
I guess so.
I'm sure you would have, yeah.
Well, yes. I think so.
Did you continue that on through high school, too? And
until last month.
You still?
Because, yes, well, as a professional, even after you become a professional musician, your fans are your most, difficult critics. They expect more from you, like from album. And now I've released recently I've released my 14th album, and people want to hear something special every time they buy a CD or like download a sound file from a music site. And so that's what they expect. And you can't let them down. And at the same time, you want to impress your own self, because you don't want to feel like a left out oldie because you started way back 20 years ago and just played the same thing. Back 20 years ago, I wanted to do music in Korea, like Journey, and like have, to create the popular songs, but in the rock format, which I felt at the time can be possible. And in the K-pop music scene at the time, there wasn't any distortion guitar in the popular songs in the most of the time. And so that was one of the things that I think we've actually covered in the 90s. And after that, it just went on. I wanted to have songs that were in the spotlight but really heavy, and which was also covered, which was The Last Letter, which was a song called Last Letter, included in the arcade game DDR, which was exported throughout all over the world.
Really?
And it was included in the first album of Nova Sonics. And I think it was downloaded like more than 10,000 copies all over the world. And I get, acclaims from all over. So, but checking out the music genres here in Korea, they would consider the song really heavy. But there are ways to, convince the people that it's great. And so, yes, now another goal for me is to convince the people that even classical music can be done with electric guitar. So, yeah. So my quest goes on and on.
Okay. Okay, well, now it's time for a little bit of your insight, Celebrity Insight Corner, where you tell us a little bit about who your favorite artists of the day are. Who are your favorite artists today that you were...
Today?
Yeah.
Well, honestly?
Yeah. No, don't lie.
All right. Well, honestly, I think it's John Mayer.
Oh, really?
Yes, because he gave birth back to the blues in the spotlight. And when he was commemorating the late Michael Jackson, and I think there's a commemoration event, I think it was on the Grammys recently, he wouldn't sing at all. Just play the blues guitar and perform Human Nature.
Right.
And to me, that resembled the guitar hero of today.
Okay.
And honestly, back in the 80s, one of my most, loved bands were like Duran Duran. And I honestly think, yes,
we really grew up at the same time.
Oh, did we?
That's so funny, yes.
No wonder I felt like, we were really close.
Duran Duran Rio was on
right, exactly.
Constantly, The Reflex and all the, okay.
So
anyway,
for me,
sorry, go ahead.
I think today's Duran Duran is Maroon 5 in a way.
Okay.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
And,
very good band,
Yeah, and I guess another band that had rang a bell later on for me was Coldplay. Well, obviously.
Coldplay's, they're
everybody likes
bigger
them.
and bigger,
Right.
Very interesting. So a couple of There's three big ones. Yeah, John Mayer. What about domestically in Korea? Who's hot for you right now?
Oh, in Korea?
Yeah.
Well, for me, because of the recent performance on the network.
Yes, we'll get into this more later.
All right,
yes,
so
yes,
I should keep it a secret. So, yes, and...
You can talk about who you like, though.
All right. Well, I think 옥주연 is definitely number one in my heart after all this time. I still remember when she was debuting about 10 years ago through Finkel, and while she was a member of this great girl group. And we were like doing Novasonic at the time. I still remember meeting up in the broadcasting company, and I would just go up to them and give them our CD and say, "Hey, hi, I'm your fan."
Right.
And I know how it's been recently, like people criticizing Okjian and how much they would rather not like her. But please believe me, I've been with her for a week, spending time making music together. And she's a great person and a great artist, and she's really talented, more talented than you would really expect. So give her a chance.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that insight. That has been,
so much.
It's been, this hour went by. I look up at the screen and I went, "You're kidding, I can't believe it's already over."
Is it
normally,
already?
yes, it's 40 minutes. We've been through our 40 minutes, but the great part is you'll be back again with us next week.
Yay.
And we'll get to hear more about how you got to where you're at and what you're up to now and what you're planning to do in the future. So thank you for being with us. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to be with us again next week because we'll be back again with Kim Se-hwang for another 40-minute episode of Star English. Let's wave goodbye. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, today we were given the honor of an interview with one of Korea's greatest guitarists, Kim Se-hwang. Wasn't it interesting the difference between his energy and powerful stage presence and his relatively calm demeanor when being interviewed? A little different, and you can kind of see how he must be a very focused person, a very determined person to have such an incredible stage presence as well. Well, it's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. Be with us again next week for another hour with Kim Se-hwang. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.